How y'all doing today? Today we're going to check out One Palm Marketing's techniques and a couple of things that we do. We've got Chad Hoffman and Kevin Lauren here. We're the owners of One Palm Marketing. And we just want to go through some of the techniques that we use in order to get our clients on the front page of Google. So hold on one second. We're going to bring in Chad here, and we're going to do a little screen share. Chad, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kevin. Doing very, very great. Excited about this broadcast.
All right. And let's see. Yeah, if you can just keep on that screen right there and kind of go through this stuff, this will be perfect.
Okay.
And of course, we're using a Google Hangout. This is one of the newest things that one of Google's newest tools, and it's pretty effective. So you guys will get a good chance to check out a Google Hangout as well.
And this video will also incorporate how you can directly use this to benefit your company and answer the questions that potential clients are going to want to hear about your business. And there's no better way to do it than having the owner of that business do about a 5 to 10 minute hangout and explain what we're about to explain and show you.
For sure. All right, so what are we looking at here, Chad?
Okay, this is the inside, what's called a dashboard of WordPress, and we only work on one type of platform, and it's WordPress, and I believe now 80% of all new website builds are built on this platform for a reason, and I'm going to go through that reason with you and show you exactly how we set these up and what your money is getting, and how this is unlike any other type of platform, and also explain why we would need to change your existing website onto this platform or build you one of these traffic generating networks that we're about to show you.
Now, Chad, what is exactly a platform? Is that just basically the structure of the website? What would be an example of like a different platform, just for our viewers?
Different platform would be a Drupal. I think it's called
right?
Joomla, Drupal.
There's a ton of them though, right?
There's a ton, yes. To be quite honest, I only know WordPress, and so all the other ones I don't really know too much about, but I just know when it comes to ranking a website and getting found, you're going to want your main call to action website where someone's going to land on to be WordPress.
Got it.
So yeah, so moving forward here, I want to go through the initial setup of this and a little bit about plugins and real briefly meta, and why it is imperative to have the proper titles and descriptions for each page and post of your website. And there are certain pages you do not want Google to see. It helps speed up the load time of your website, and if Google doesn't need to see junk pages, let's say, I'm going to show you how to disable those as well. And I say junk pages meaning your pricing members, some pricing menus, something that is not relevant per se to what Google wants to see, meaning there's no backlinks, there's not much content on your menu or your pricing, so maybe we don't want to have that page be crawled by Google. So I don't want to get too descriptive here. I'd like to just run through our initial setup, but just how crucial these small things are that are really difficult to do on other types of platforms, and again, why we use this over and over again.
Okay, great.
So sorry to get off track there a little bit, but some of these things can be pretty confusing, but that's part of our setup as well. We cross every T and dot every I and make sure everything's perfect, and just get started here. So can you see the screen all right, Kevin?
Yep, looks great.
Okay, so we're inside a dashboard here, and real easy as well. After we build these sites for you, if you want to change images, we can show you how to change images, but just to explore the actual guts of this website real quick. And posts right here, that's where you're going to be doing all your updates. And
that's where you would post, like a blog post, right?
That's correct. Blog post, an article goes right here. Put a title right here, and you want to put a nice image in here. Name the image, put a nice article about your company, what it's relevant, some keywords that link back to a couple of other articles, so on and so forth. But that's a different Google Hangout. it's more or less the setup and all these plugins that we use right here. And again, plugins are widgets, if you will, little helpers that allow Google to crawl your website and find it more relevant than, let's say, your competitors. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, just going through here again, one of our first plugins that we use is called the All-in-One SEO Pack. And, we use about 30 plugins. Each one has a specific use. But as you can see right here, the first thing you want to do is you want to put a home title, which is basically a real brief description with a keyword that's general to what you're doing. Something, for us, it's SEO help or online marketing. So, that's, the big umbrella, I guess, keyword that hundreds, if not thousands of fall under that. So naming the title is very important, and you want to research all this. You want to look at exactly who, what type of searcher you want coming to your website, if that makes sense, Kev.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what it always comes back to. What the heck is this website for, and who are you trying to target?
Yeah, because any company can drive traffic to your website, and that's the whole reason I got into doing this, is because I could build these WordPress platforms, but then I knew how to rank them. So, that's where our business evolved, because you don't want somebody that doesn't know SEO or search engine optimization or the new updates building your website, because, they're just making it more difficult and more expensive for us to come in there and fix it.
Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times, haven't we?
Every week.
Yeah.
So these keywords description, these are your big keywords that you ultimately want to rank for, and you want to have some general ones in there and some real specific ones. And real specific general, specifically if you're a local business, you want a general keyword with an addition of your city. Meaning, if you're a lighting contractor or a lighting maintenance company, you want to go after lighting maintenance, which Google will help you when local searches. It'll pull up your IP address, and if you've done everything correct, we'll be able to find your website on local searches. But also, if somebody maybe is out of town or a business is moving into town, they're going to be searching a general keyword and that city they're moving to. So
right.
That's another thing that people don't think of, and or they say, oh, I'm word of mouth. Well, people are moving in and out of cities, especially big cities, by the thousands on a daily basis. So word of mouth, I don't believe in that at all. It's so crucial to have an online marketing budget these days. I just think business owners, are missing a huge amount of traffic and targeted people that are looking for them every single day. So
that's for sure. And referrals can only go so far. You can only get so many referrals. In order to get outside of your sphere of influence with your group of friends and family, you really do have to get on the internet. And I'm not sure about you, Chad, but every time I get a Yellow Pages, I put that thing in the recycle bin. How about you?
Yes, definitely, because and especially Yellow Pages do not. They do not allow you to look at reviews. So even if you do see an ad in the Yellow Pages, your next move is going to go and look at the reviews,
right.
that product on Google. So
for sure.
So moving forward here, all these little check marks and enabled, disabled, they're all done for a reason. I'm not going to go through category title formats and all this 401 title formats. The settings are there for a reason, and so it's part of setting these things up. It's not just, hey, go build me a website and rank it. Well, we're showing you what we're doing with each site that we do build. So right here we do Google and Bing and Pinterest now have what's called site verification. So we put a code in there, log into your Google Webmasters with the Gmail that we set up for you, and set up a tracking account and a verification, just meaning that you're a real person. You verified this isn't a spam website, and when Google sees you jump through these hoops and go through these verification processes, again, it just further helps your ranking and shows that you're relevant to what your website's about.
And good news is we handle all this for our clients. Isn't that right, Chad?
Yes, we do. So this is all part of the setup process. Again, when we set up the website, all of our fees incorporate, the back end. So you might see the front end, and we're going through the back end of the guts where your clients aren't seeing, but actually one of your main clients who a lot of business owners don't think about, but Google is one of your clients now. So you need, to do these things and not cut corners, just as you would do with a normal client, and make sure your website is up to par with Google standards. So this is what we're doing.
Right. So it's always about appeasing Google and making sure that you're providing the information that Google is looking for, right?
Correct.
Right.
And so just going through this SEO plugin again, we want to no index, which means we don't want Google to follow certain pages, and these are all checked up and set up, and it's taken us years to develop the system, but here it is. And so I want to jump through these plugins again, Kev, real quick here.
No problem.
And let's see here, videos. That's just an easy way to embed videos. It's really simple to do. If you want to change the colors or your fonts or anything like that, it can all be done in here under Appearance. And so DocPresser, here's another plugin that we use, which basically every time your About Us page, any page that's relevant and worth ranking, we put through this application called DocPresser. And what this does, every time you publish an article, it generates it out to about 15, I think there is, PDF sites. And PDF, for some reason, Google really likes PDF sharing sites. So again, we are doing what Google wants, and this plugin has proved very successful, and we've seen rankings within a couple weeks on this thing, targeting the right keywords.
Not bad. And those top three, those it just seems like SendSpace and SlideShare and Scribe, those come up in the search engines so prominently. I mean, those things are just unbelievable. Google's constantly pumping those and putting them on the top pages of the search engine results.
Yeah, and again, just to dig a little further on here, it's not just putting a email address and a password and a picture into these accounts, which we do make them relevant towards your niche, but it's the way that this site goes in, and we create these API keys through developer applications on these websites. So it's very involved, and it's very intricate, and our staff is trained to be able to get these things done. And you'd show these to a normal person, or if we asked you to get the API keys and authorize the application, that might sound a little foreign to our clients. But
yeah, it sounds like a nightmare to most people, for sure.
Yeah, so again, so just jumping out of that, that's just one of our little specialties we have. And then we have this one right here, which is really neat, called an RSS curator. And what this does here is, this is probably one of your most important plugins that we've got. And RSS feed is a really simple syndication, I believe is the name of it. And it's pulling in from Google and Yahoo News. It's pulling in relevant news articles about your product, your service, your business industry. So really easy to do. And I just want to show a live example. Can you see this here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm a lighting maintenance company, and lighting, you know what, let's just make it LED lighting, because that to, I would say, 100% of all the lighting maintenance companies out there. Okay, so I'm going to go to news. I'm going to put a couple quotes around there, and if you don't do that and type 2 words into Google News, it'll pull up each word by itself and then pull the news from each word. So if you put it in quotes, it just pulls up these 2 words.
Together as a phrase, right?
Together as a phrase. So down here at the bottom, there's what's called an RSS feed. So I just right-click, copy the link address, put it into here, and I want to add it, and I'm going to name it Lighting Maintenance News. Well, it's LED light, but you get it. So then I submit it here, and now it becomes a news feed. And I'm going to show you this in 1 second as we jump to the next plugin. So if you pull up this, it pulls up all the squiggly stuff, but it's just a way for our system to subscribe to news, and then I'm going to show you exactly the system that we generate and how cool this is. So bear with me here. Whoops, 1 second here. I lost my login screen. Sorry about that.
Lost your dashboard.
I lost my dashboard. Okay, so we just came out of the RSS curator. Now we're going right into the RSS magnet. So bear with us here, guys. Okay, so what this amazing thing is here, all these LiveJournal, WordPress.com, Blogger.com, Facebook, I believe you've heard of most of these. If you haven't, these are the biggest, the baddest, the most relevant, the most popular sites out there.
And they are the most high authority and high page ranks sites too, huh?
Yes, yes, and that's, again, you get a high page rank and a high PR, as they call it, by lots of traffic and relevant information. These are owned by Google, and Google pays high attention to news and information coming from these sources. So just keep that in the back of your head. So inside of this account, again, this one isn't probably the best example, but I believe it's WordPress. Yeah, you got to put a callback URL in there, and these secret access tokens, client ID, blog ID. If it would take somebody new to figure the system out, weeks to set these accounts up, and again, we have these set up in your industry already for you. So that's what's so cool about this whole system. So we're going to go to automation here. And again, this is all inside of your WordPress. This is why we use WordPress. This is why you cannot, or why we would advise and why we would need this system for you just to work with you. We can't work with a normal website. We can send backlinks to it, that's fine, but this is the guts of your business. It's a news feed, a blogger, a social media hub, if you will. And so this is the coolest thing in the world. Add new automation.
I got a quick question, Chas.
Yes.
Even if a client still has just a regular website, or maybe it's a big, site where they're doing all kinds of transactions, and it's like a big e-commerce site, you can still set up one of these traffic generating network sites with all, and create it through WordPress, and you can pump backlinks back to their regular site, right?
Yes, you definitely can. You definitely can. But just at the same time, we also want to rank these sites, and we want to make it, part of either a news feed for that client. So if they're in an industry, again, of lighting, they can have all the lighting shows going on, or trade shows, or new and innovative ways to save money for small business owners. That kind of stuff that revolve around lighting.
Right. And so that's an easy way for them and a reason for them to hook into these RSS feeds.
That is correct.
All right, got it.
So again, we going into automation, and there's drop downs here. So these can be pre-written content or keywords. It's kind of difficult to explain, but let's just go to this curator. If you look right in here, lighting maintenance news, that was on the last plugin I put in. So I just click that drop down, click add new automation, and you have your automation here. So I want to show you how one of these accounts looks and what we're doing kind of in the back end to get your website to rank for pretty much any keyword that you want in your local community.
Exciting.
So when I click test automation, and this will do this, we start out about once a week for your business, and then get it down to posting, every third day of the week. And of course, this gave me an error. Let Let me just back up here, and I'll click one of these accounts and try it again. But essentially what this is going to do, it's going to post an article into Blogger, LiveJournal, and it's going to look just like this. So it's going to go and it's going to pull an image or a video. In this case, it pulled an image. It's going to pull an article. It's going to put keywords in here. This didn't pull a very big article, but as you can still see, it pulled a really nice image. We have pre-written content before and after that have to do with keywords linking back to your website. And if you look here, right here on the bottom, this is the most important thing. Every third day to about 16 to 25 different high authority accounts, you're going to be posting links back to your company just like this. And then this is going to go to a nice article, and you can see you have social influence, social media. Those are from our followers. And this what wasn't the best example. I didn't have my my proper article, but since we've made so many, I guess we need to do another Google Hangout on how to write the proper blog article. But it's still, as you can see, the power of this, Kevin, and it's like creating your own news feed with relevant content, and now you're branching out to these high authority social media websites and traffic that essentially you don't need Google for, and that's what's so powerful as well. If your rankings drop on one area or one keyword, this is going out and finding hundreds and news feeds and YouTube videos from people searching in blog networks that don't need Google because they're already in the blog network where your content is. And it's not just on one or two bloggers, it's on 25 or 30. So
right.
Do you guys kind of see the whole huge impact here that we want people so going into Google and typing and looking for your business, but at the same time who haven't heard for your business, we want people searching from all over the place in all sorts of different live journal groups, forums that have to do with what you're doing, Google Circles, Google Hangouts, just like this. So if you can create a video, with you and your general manager and ask each other questions about how you got started, how you do stuff better than the other guy, and that's just what we're doing right here. It's our company. Nobody else I've ever heard of. When I try and talk to people about this stuff, they're, it melts their minds because nobody can think that you could actually do this with a website. And a lot of SEO people don't like to expose their secrets, but we need to show you exactly how powerful this is. And for paying $300 or $400 a month, to be doing this and to put this as part of your budget, because you are so far ahead of your competition having us build one of these super WordPress power blog for you, and it can just integrate with your current website and works for every single keyword and niche in the world.
So basically the function of this is to not only build your social media profile and all that kind of stuff, but to actually get backlinks from social media using these other accounts that are getting set up. Correct?
That's correct.
Wow. And so and then correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like these are coming from such high page rank and high authority sites that these are much higher backlinks, or much more powerful backlinks than just some regular backlinks that a regular SEO company would go out and try to establish.
Yes, all that stuff's going by the wayside, I guess, if you will. That stuff doesn't work where you can just go and buy a bunch of backlinks, and it may work for a week or two, but what we're creating is a long-term, high quality, high content network. Basically, it's a traffic generating network that we're creating. I don't want to say you own the sites, but the sites, we own the sites, we create them for you, but we create them around your niche. And they don't have to have your phone number and all this information. We're just setting up as some guy that sets up a blogger site who likes to talk about lighting. And that's what's so powerful about it, because it links back to your website, and it's relevant. And there's hundreds of posts about lighting.
Got it. So that's the real power right there. Is just being part of a network that, in Google's eyes, is the authority on, for instance, lighting maintenance or lighting.
Yes, so a lot of people every day, again, are inside the Blogger network, and you can just click search, and you don't have to go through Google to use it. That's another huge power right there. So if your rankings drop somehow, on some project that you're doing, and you have these networks set up, you never have to worry about rankings again, because you're constantly giving them relevant, new, trending articles and information from high authority websites. It doesn't get any better than that.
Now, does Yahoo and Bing also like when websites and when other marketers are using this kind of technique?
Yes, but Yahoo and Bing are generally about 6 months behind Google. So once Google finds it relative, it takes about 3 to 6 months for Google and Yahoo and Bing to catch up.
That makes sense.
So, but the biggest search engine, I believe they're saying, is Facebook now.
Unbelievable.
So, and Yahoo just bought Tumblr, and so we have Tumblr accounts. I don't think this account I have has Tumblr, but generally we put Tumblr accounts in here as well. So.
And Tumblr's a page rank 9, I think, right?
Yeah, those are the big boys there.
Not bad.
So, I think that wraps up. We've been going on for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, Chad. And I think what we'll do for sure is, in our next Google Hangout, we'll go through, examples of exactly how we get our ranking, or just examples of our rankings. I think that's probably a really good thing to show our viewers is, based on this technique and based on what we've just gone through, what does that get you? Where does that get your website? Do you get phone calls? And so I think that's what we'll probably handle in the next Google Hangout. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and of course, if you guys have any questions, you can call us. Best number to reach us is 949-423-6476, and you can ask for Chad or Kevin, and we'd love to talk to you and get your website going, and more importantly, get you traffic to your website and make sure you're getting phone calls. All right, Chad. Well, hey, thanks a lot for hanging out with us. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. I hope you guys learned a lot and weren't too bored.
All right, great. I know it gets a little technical, but the good news is that the technical part we take care of. You just kind of have to understand it, just so you know where the traffic's coming from, and we handle the rest. All right, you guys. Well, thanks a lot. For One Palm Marketing, this is Chad and Kevin signing off. Bye.
Bye.